Hello, my dear student, class 12. Now, today I am going to start the part 2 on killing a tree written by Gieve Patel. Last day, in part 1, I discussed about the poet and the poem and the message what he has given to us just to protect the earth from this inhuman activities towards the nature. Now today I am going to start from the second stanza. I think you have done all these questions answered properly and write down the summary. তোমাদের মধ্যে অনেকেই পাঠিয়েছো লেখা. I am very much proud about them. And yes, you have written well. আর একটু চেষ্টা করো complex sentence একটু লেখার চেষ্টা করো. I think it will be more fruitful to all of the students of class 12. So hack and chop, but this alone will not do it. Not so much pain will do it, the bleeding bark will heal. And from close to the ground will rise curled green twigs, miniature bugs, which if unchecked will expand again to former size. So this is the second stanza. What means these words are very important: hack, chop, bleeding, bark, heal, close to the ground, curled, green, twig, bugs, unchecked, expand and former. So these words are, you just try to write down this one. And as I am explaining the stanza, I think you will realize what I am actually want to explain. So the first processing of the killing a tree has started. Now, hack and chop. That actually a normal process has completed to kill a tree. Now, the second step, that is hacking and chopping. Hacking is a part that will provide you, just you need more efforts with the axe. It's never been possible to cut with a knife. Now you need an axe to chop it, to cut it into small pieces. Chop it, cut it into small pieces. But this alone won't do it. It's never been possible to fulfill the cutting of the tree, chopping the tree easily. So that two words, that means hack and chop, that two words actually suggests us that killing a tree needs a list of skill, list of procedure to make the violence more tough, make it shows the more cruelty here. But this alone won't do it. It's never been possible to do all these, only two things after the knife. Not so much pain will do it. The bleeding bark will heal. So this not so much pain will do it. It's never been possible to create more pain to this tree. Means you can think how much accustomed capacity have to a tree. And the bleeding bark will heal. It's automatically the shedding part, the cutting part, where from the white juice actually come out, that is called actually blood. It's healing. It can cure automatically. It can recover automatically. So that is the heaviest accustomed capacity of the tree, of the nature. And now if you escape this one, এখানে যদি তুমি ছেড়ে দাও গাছটাকে, now it can heal, it can revive, recover its injury easily after few days. And from close to the ground will rise called green twigs. It's normal things after the healing. After the healing, after the recovery, after the goodness to the injury, what happened? The normal twigs, the normal branches of the tree, the new leaves will be out, will be produced, uprooted, sprouted from the close to the ground. It's near to the mud, near to the soil, and will rise called green twigs, and its way come. It's make again towards the arm. So here the two words very important, that is healing and bleeding bark. That bark is the cover of the tree, which actually bleeding bark explains the idea that tree is actually leprous, tree is actually injured and full of bleeding. रक्तक्त है आज. Just to fulfill the humans, humans' priority, the humans' greediness. Just try to fulfill the greediness of the human, nothing else. And this, what is a rise card? That implies us the resistance of the tree, reawakening of the tree, the potentiality of the tree. It can rise up again, it can create again towards the arm. Though it is curled, though it is really curling, bending, but miniature bugs which if unchecked will expand again to former size. But what happened, that nature, green nature, that greenery world will again cover it, the towards the up. The green actually provides us the naturality and make you a normal life. Here the small tender leaves, tender branches will come out, no doubt. That is little teeny branches, miniature bugs from that injury part. And what will happen? If you unchecked, if you stay for a few days without any hammering, without any chopped or hacking for a few days, what will be happening? That it will turn again towards the former size, the size what it was before. If you unchecked, if you stayed, if you don't hack, if you stop it to exploit this tree again and again, it will be resized again. That means the tree here is presented as an undying articles in this art. Hardly if you think it can recover, it can rebuild himself, revive himself again. If you allow him for a few days to heal the injury, it can come again and will help again. But it's never been possible. No, the root is to be pulled out of the anchoring earth. It is to be roped, tied and pulled out, snapped out, or pulled out entirely out from the earth cave, and the strength of the tree exposed. The sources, white and wet, the most sensitive hidden 4 years inside the earth, then the matter of scorching and choking in sun and air, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. No, Gieve Patel was so much hard to hear. By these words, I want to explain that no, never been, the human beings never been stay for it, stop for it, to be a former size again. It's a negation. It's an expressions of negativity of life. Means what's the requirements? A little bit time to the tree. It's never been given by these inhuman peoples in this earth. And what they are, the third step, they have taken the root is to be pulled out. Now, they are ready to pull out the root, but actually helping to gear up again the main source, the origin of that tree actually detached to be pulled out. It's an uprooted. Out of the anchoring earth, it is to be raw. Out of the anchoring earth means the peoples are really wanted to detach this tree from the earth where he was actually connected heartily. And what they did? For that, they roped. They are binding the tree with the rope. They tied it, they fastened with the rope properly. And finally it is to be rope tied and pulled out, snapped out, pulled out, snapped out. And what happened? It's an way to broken the part. And finally detached or pulled out entirely. And pulled out entirely means the whole part of the tree is now totally detached from the earth. And the cave, that is hollow part, which is actually the attachment with the earth nerve, that was totally detached. And it's like a big hollow, big empty place, and which was entirely detached from the earth cave. And you know what happened after that? And the strength of the tree exposed the source, white and weight, the most sensitive, hidden for years inside the earth. And what you have happened, you know, that the most sensitive part, you know, which actually give him the life, give him the revival capacity, give him the strength, overcome any kinds of injury, that ought to be detached. It's a detachment of the head from the body. Means no one can revive him. No way to give him the chance to revive again. That's, you know, the roots is the most sensitive part of the tree, wherefrom it can get all the capacity. It's like the man whose head is totally detached from the body, and it's never been possible to revive him again. So that was the process which they have taken and minutely follow, that how to turn him towards the death. And on scorching and choking, then the matter, down the final trap, the final round, final rap is going to be, what is the final? Then the matter. Then the things to be happen, the things to be going to be happen. What is the final line, final route? What is this? না, এখানেও কিন্তু তাকে ছাড়া হয় না. What a cruel human beings are. That was the final description was given by Gieve Patel. তাও যদি ছেড়ে দেয়, they can revive. But it's not possible here. They are now of scorching and choking in sun and air. All this cutting part, detaching part, now and falling under the sun. And they are dried. They are fully dried up in the choking heat, scorching heat of summer, scorching heat of the sun. And the air makes him so much dry, make him turn into brownie. It's a little bit different color. What provide you that it's a no power, no life at all. And finally it is hard. It's a make him so hard. And you know, twisting and withering, it makes him different shapes and sizes. What can never be turned into again towards his own shape. It's differently twisted. It's making a different shapes and sizes. And once it's, the poet actually described here that not only a process can kill a tree, it's a lingering process, step by step, level by level, and finally it's a great corruption towards the killing of the tree. And finally it is done. And then it is done. That means it's a final. That means the last line actually declares it is the death, the pool of killing. It's a brutal kill of the nature. And what's the plan? What's the inhuman activities have done here? The people's planning to kill the nature actually is kill the own, kills the own humanity, kills the own energy. And you know, the day will not be so far. The people will be ruined. As like they are making ruins towards the nature. So be alert, and be simple towards the nature. Otherwise, the day is not so far when all human activities will be ruined, and nobody will survive in this earth. That's all, my dear friend. Gieve Patel will be successful if you are really careful towards the nature. After reading this poetry, I know you will get the number, but be aware about the nature. Otherwise, Gieve Patel is unsuccessful, and I am also unsuccessful to give you the proper reading. So let's write some questions. What is the second process to kill the tree, and the third process, and the last process? What happened if the tree is allowed a few days after hacking and chopping? Wherefrom the green twigs are risen up? How the third process is to pull the tree from the earth cave. What happened towards the earth cave after the pulling trees from the earth? What is the process of browning, hardening, twisting, and withering? That's all. I think if you do all these questions properly, you have no problems at all to write down the summary. And it's my earnest request to write the summary stranger by stranger. Okay? Thank you very much for watching this channel.